This is Noah Russell from the 007 News, the man who created that page. Of course, none of you have ever heard of it, but you'll see. Anywho, the news I'm going to do today, is a video review on the KWA M9. Now, of course, those of you Airsoft lovers, wanted to, just find KWA Airsoft reviews. Obviously go on YouTube and people are better, but it's not a competition. I'm just going to do one of my own. Anyway, so, obviously this is the KWA M9. I got it for my birthday maybe 2 or 3 years ago, who can count. And it's probably the best training airsoft pistol you can use for training purposes, law enforcement, SWAT, military, reenactments, scenarios, whatever the case is. Anyway, I'm going to show you a couple of cool features of the gun. Obviously, it works like it's a double action, so you can, just pull the trigger and the hammer will just function, or it can be single action. Either way, pull the hammer back. Now, the cool thing is, usually when I get a new pistol, I usually like to test out the hammer to see how realistic it will function. Like, when I, obviously, on a real gun, when you cock the hammer back, the trigger goes back as well, because the trigger and the hammer function. They react with each other. They're sort of connected in a way. Owning this airsoft gun for maybe 2 or 3 years, I have taught myself, not taught myself, but I've learned a couple of cool features on, like, for example, the decocking system, which is the safety. And I've actually learned a couple of cool ways to to decock the pistol, without having to pull the trigger, obviously. One way, obviously, is the thumb motion, or the other way is the safety. But here's something else I've learned. When the hammer's cocked back and you want to do, here's what you do: you put your finger on the safety, like this, pull the slide back just a little bit until you see the chamber open, then put your turn the safety on with your finger, then release the slide, and the hammer's cocked, and the hammer's uncocked. It's pretty cool. I don't want to brag about it, but it is pretty cool. So this is just the way I do it. Like that. Totally easy. Now, to disassemble the gun, here's what you do. First, obviously, take out the mag, and you'll see this little button right here. Now, of course, all of you gun lovers are always wondering, what the heck is this? Well, I'm going to tell you what it is. It's something that releases the tension, or the little bar on here, which holds this little switch in place. So here's what you do. You hold this button down here, which kind of takes a little bit of force. Don't force it too much. Then you put the switch down like that, and the slide will kind of pop forward a little bit. Now here's a bit of a warning about taking out the spring is really jumpy. I'm not exaggerating at all. It is really jumpy. So here's what you do. As it comes out, you hold the spring out so it doesn't jump and you'll find it somewhere. You just you start from the bottom, obviously. So you take the spring out like this. You just push it forward and then take it out like that. Then the next thing is to here's how you take the barrel out. You push it a little forward like this, and then bring it down. Oh no, actually, no. I'm sorry. My bad. You take it down like this from the bottom. That's how you do it. Now, obviously, for law purposes and legal purposes, it's got to have an orange tip, and mine is kind of rusting out a little bit. Now, if it's like painted on, you can easily just take some orange touch-up paint and just paint on it or whatever. Now, to put it back together, you turn the slide upside down like this, then put the barrel through the muzzle like so. Then you got to make sure that that this little part in the slide here kind of locks in a little bit. If you can see it that well. Make sure that locks in. Hold on a second. Alright, perfect. Now to put this, I'm going to warn you about one other thing, about the spring. When you put the spring back in, you got to push it down like this, so it doesn't pop out, and it's a lot easier to put back in. Just make sure you push it all the way down. It takes a couple of tries too. You push it all the way down so it can look like this. Then this little hole right here underneath the barrel, you push it through there, and then make sure it snaps in on this little part right here. You can see that well. And now, right now, when you put the thing back in, make sure your thumb is on the spring, because it will pop out. Now, I'm gonna be extremely honest with this. Putting the gun back together is a lot more tricky than taking it apart. So, as you're putting the slide back on, you make sure you're holding the spring down with your thumb, and line these two up like this. That. Now hold onto the spring until your thumb can't touch it anymore. Now, one other thing, it does take a couple of tries, so take your time with it, and put it in. Yeah, okay. So just put it back like that. Okay. There we go. Yeah, so there we go. And then when it's in, you flip the switch up and the slide is locked back in. Alright? And now, put the... Oh, and one other thing about the magazine. It carries 25 rounds. And there's your gas release right there. So when you're ready to go, put the magazine in. And cock it back. And you're good to go. Alright, now just a couple more things. This gun is really great for wars. It is really accurate. This gun is really great for wars, reenactments, or whatever the case might be. So I highly recommend using the KWA M9. But the bummer about this is that the KWA company doesn't make threaded barrels, so you can put a silencer on it. Big deal, but if you want to put silencers on a M9, you can just get a KJW M9, which is not as realistic as this baby right here. So anyway, you can get this at your local Airsoft store or any Airsoft website. All right, and remember, have fun out there, and don't be stupid.